Dreadful it is indeed, stranger, to arouse the age-old evil laid to rest long since. And yet I long to enquire.
What is the meaning of this?
About the vile grief from which there is no escape, which has made its appearance, the one which you have encountered.
In the name of your kind reception of me as a guest, do not open up the shameful thing which I have suffered.
As to the tale which has spread so wide, and which has never ceased to be uttered, my wish is, stranger, that I should have a report conforming with the truth.
Woe is me!
Bear with it, I beseech you.
Alas, alas!
Falling with my wish, even as I have granted you everything that you desire.
I have borne the worst evil, O strangers. I have borne them, things which came upon me through what I did by constraint. God is my witness, none of them has been willed by myself.
What then does it all amount to?
The city entangled me, all unknowing, in a bed of evil, in a marriage that was the work of doom.
That you have shared your bed with your mother. A bed of evil repute is what I have heard.
The misery of it! It is death to me to listen to these things. These two girls, strangers, are by me.
What is it that you mean?
2 children, 2 strokes of fate.
In the name of Zeus.
A mother in common. They sprang from the travail of the womb bearing me.
Oh, they are offspring then?
Yes, indeed. And in common with this, they are sisters of their father.
How wretched.
How wretched indeed. 10,000 evils assaulting me.
You have suffered?
I have suffered, so as to have within me a thing never to be forgotten.
You have done a deed.
I have done nothing.
What is it you mean?
I have accepted a gift which I, the man who had his heart broken by the inflictions of fate, ought never to have accepted at the hands of the city to which I had lent my assistance.
Wretched man, what is to be made of this? You've done to death.
What is that to mean? What do you wish to learn?
You have done your father to death.
You have added another wound to that struck first.
You have killed.
I have killed, but there is something.
What is the meaning of this?
I have something to vindicate myself.
How is that?
I will tell you. I killed those who had sought first to deprive me of life. Before the law I am guiltless. It is through what was done in ignorance that I have come to this.
Look out! Aegeus' son, our master Theseus, is here, in obedience to the message sent to him by you.
Having in time past learned from many sources of your eyes suffering bloody destruction, I have recognized you, son of Laius, and what I have heard during this present journey here has made my knowledge more certain still. And indeed the things you have about you as well as your head, marked by a cruel destiny, have revealed you to me as being what you are. And so, being full of pity, I am wishful to make enquiry of you, ill-fated Oedipus, what the petition is to be made to the city and to me, which has caused you to take up your stand here, you yourself, as well as the ill-fated woman acting as your helper. And true enough it is. It would have to be a most dreadful matter to be brought up for your words to have the effect of my giving you a refusal. I am a man realizing full well how my position when I was reared was that of a stranger, as you a stranger now. And being in a strange land, I had to struggle as no one else besides, with the dangers falling upon my head. And so it is that there is no stranger, as you a stranger now, I should turn away from doing nothing to save him from his peril. Besides, I am well aware that being a mere man I have no more power over time to come than do you.
Theseus, your noble nature has shown itself in one small speech, so that, if I myself speak but briefly, there is no reason to be ashamed of that. Who I am, what father I am descended from, and what country I have come from, are matters mentioned by yourself. And so it is that there is nothing left for me to say except what it is I am desirous of, and after this has been done, speech is at an end.
Instruct me about this, that I may understand it fully.
I have come to let you have my miserable body as a gift. Not one to be made of much, so far as looks are concerned, but one bringing greater gain than is the case with any pleasing form.
What is the nature of the gain which you claim to be bringing with you as you come here?
You will learn it when the time comes, but by no means at present.
At what time is it that the nature of your benefit will stand revealed?
When I have died, and you have become the man burying me.
Is it the extreme of life when it ends that is desired by you specially, while what comes in the middle you are either forgetful of or else count for nothing?
When that moment arrives, the other things will likewise be gained by me.
Is it then that but little effort is required by the benefit that you demand of me?
Be on your guard, though. The struggle which is to be engaged in is by no means a small one.
Is it the struggle between your offspring and myself that you are speaking of?
It is they who wish to convey me to that place.
Yet if they are willing, it is an unseemly thing for you to seek to escape.
Yet when I wanted it, they would not permit it.
You foolish man! Anger is unprofitable for one in evil circumstances.
Set me to rights when you understand me, and at present let go.
In the absence of an opinion securely based, it is wrongful of me to speak.
I have suffered terrible things, Theseus, evil upon evil.
Is it to the old misfortune concerning your lineage that you refer?
By no means. That is a matter in the mouth of all the men of Greece.
What greater thing is it, then? Are you plagued more than is the lot of any common man?
This is how it strikes me. I have been driven out of my country by my own offspring, and I shall never be able to return as one who has murdered my father.
How is it that they should send for you in such a way that you are to live outside?
It is the divine voice that forces them to take that course.
What suffering do they dread because of what the oracle proclaimed?
The necessity of finding themselves plagued by this land.
And how was it to come about that my affairs and those of these men should get into a state of bitterness?
You son of Aegeus, dearest among men, it has been vouchsafed to the gods alone not to be beset by age, nor even suffer death. As for the rest, everything is confounded by time all-powerful. The strength the earth has is consumed, and so is the body's strength consumed. Faith suffers death, and faithlessness springs up. The spirit of concord never gains a foothold between one city and another, this happening for some now, for some at a later time. What is pleasant turns to bitterness, and then friendliness sets in once again. As for Thebes, if there is fair weather now, and things go well in their relations with you, time brings to birth as it moves along measureless nights and days, in the course of which the pressing of the hands, signifying harmony, is scattered far and wide, recourse being had to the spear for a trifling season. Time will come when my corpse, asleep, buried and cold, will be drinking up their warm blood, if Zeus is still Zeus and his son Apollo is to be relied upon. Still, there is nothing pleasing about giving utterance to words which are intended to be kept still as secrets. Grant it to me, then, to confine myself to the matters with which I started, your sole part being that you should keep the promise you have given. And then the time will never come when you will say that in Oedipus you have made welcome an occupant of these regions destitute of use. This cannot be otherwise, unless the position be that the gods will play me false.
My lord, that he would bring to fulfilment for this land these words and others like them has been contended by this man from the very first, ever since he appeared.
Who indeed could repudiate the goodness of will exhibited by such a man as this? considering in the first place that there is to be found at all times in our midst a hearth, common to all, and establishing the comradeship of war. Moreover, it is as suppliant of the gods that he has come, as well as offering to this land and to myself a reward of a by no means inconsiderable size. And looking upon all this as to be held holy, I shall never repudiate the favour shown by this man, and instead I shall settle him in this land as a member of the city. Should it please the stranger to remain in this spot, it is you whom I am appointing to keep guard over him. Otherwise he is to come with me. Whichever alternative pleases you, I grant it to you to make your own choice. I shall fall in with what you choose.
O Zeus, may you do good to people such as these.
What is it that you wish? Is it to come to my house?
If it were right for me. However, there is this place here.
What is it that you propose to do in it? As for myself, I shall not hinder you.
It is here that I shall gain dominion over those who have cast me out.
Do you look upon your presence here as a privilege greatly to be valued?
As long as you hold on to what you are asserting, that you will accomplish it for me.
You need fear nothing as regards myself. I shall not betray you.
I will by no means seek to bind you by an oath, the course I should take with a bad man.
You would gain nothing beyond what is yours through my mere word.
What will you do?
What is it you are afraid of most?
Men will be coming.
It will be these men here that shall be dealing with that.
What happens when you leave me? Consider that.
Do not teach me what I am to do.
There is no avoiding this in a man who is afraid.
As for my own heart, it has no fear.
You do not know their threats.
What I do know is that no one shall be dragging you away from this place in defiance of me. In their anger men have uttered many threats, and many an idle word has been spoken by way of threatening. Yet when the mind once again gains mastery over itself, the threats fly away. And even if these men have perhaps been with sufficient power to say such terrible things about your abduction, I know full well that there will make its appearance between them and this place here a sea wide enough and not navigable. That you should be of good courage, quite apart from my resolve, is what I recommend, if indeed it be Phoebus who has sent you. Besides, even though I myself should not be present, I know that my name will protect you, and that you shall suffer no evil.